In this part, we will finally discuss a potential alternative to VPNs for privacy-focused users. Based on our extensive research, we'd like to consider one of the most popular ways to reach anonymity, Antidetect browsers. So, let's examine their main features and advantages over other methods like proxies and VPNs. Antidetect browsers are very similar to our Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, and the likes. In fact, they are analogs of regular browsers but with the guarantee of anonymity. These programs change and thus hide your browser fingerprints, spoof data, and leave a minimum trace on the web. So, as we said, everyone needs complete or partial confidentiality on the web from time to time. Anti-detect browsers are the first tools we can think of in this respect. So let's start with the cons of using VPNs for privacy and anonymity. First, even if you conceal your IP address and get your data protected, the biggest tech giants like Google, Amazon, Facebook, or even some advanced websites like Reddit will uncover you in the blink of an eye. Secondly, the big brother doesn't just watch your location but obtains all the info about your computer when you get on the internet: fonts, canvas, platform, user agent, WebRTC, operating system, input methods, installed plugins, device model, just all of it. And lastly, there's still a plethora of things you will be leaving on the internet, which at the end of the day may very likely lead to the unveiling of your real personality, especially if you're trying to deploy multiple accounts using the same device. As you have probably already understood, the major benefit of this tool is masking your digital fingerprint. We are now going to focus on why hiding only your location is not enough to stay anonymous on the web today. Many influential websites and IT companies long ago began to use more sophisticated systems for examining users' activities. For example, Facebook not only parses the data of your computer, but also allegedly analyzes your behavior, how much time you spend on certain videos, what you're looking for, the way you click and communicate, and many other things that help the company more or less get the idea of your personality. You may change your location from Paris to Tokyo, but what's the point of that if you're still using the same device and not changing your behavior even a jot? In this case, it will be nothing for a company like that to discover who is really sitting on the other side of the screen. But things become much more complicated for them if you connect to the internet from other devices all over the world. In this case, websites mistake you for a completely new real person and cannot detect your real identity. This allows you to thoroughly go anonymous and or work with a big team because everyone can have their own devices and not only do anti-detect browsers completely mask your personality, but they also do all the other things proxy and VPN providers do, yet slightly better. So let's continue with the pros of anti-detect browsers. Deeper traffic encryption. Since it doesn't only work with your IP but elaborates a whole new fingerprint for you, it enciphers your traffic at much deeper levels. Higher reliability. The market in this field is dramatically competitive, so that developers constantly improve their browsers trying to be ahead of their rivals. Even if something is down, it usually gets fixed in no time at all. Higher security. Many browsers use a special method of encryption that makes it impossible for anybody but the user to access their data. You will be the only one able to access it. If somebody suddenly knocks on the door of an anti-detect browser, developers won't be able to give your data away because they merely themselves have access to it. Fingerprint masking and complete anonymity. It covers up just about everything about your digital identity, including the hardware of your PC and all the trivial stuff like your language settings. Newer technology, another thing many people miss out on when going past anti-detect browsers, is that it's relatively a new thing that has been around just for a few years. Therefore, many platforms still do not have the foggiest idea of how to deal with such a high-tech tool of anonymization. In the meanwhile, because VPN and proxy services are exploited a lot, even by common folks nowadays, some platforms have their systems prepared beforehand for that and can easily detect you're using them. Comfortable teamwork, affiliate marketing, SMM, arbitrage, dropshipping, token sale, e-commerce, web scraping, retailing. By using this tool, you can conveniently do everything you need multiple accounts and an entire team for. In fact, the majority of such browsers were primarily designed for these purposes. As with everything, no tool or software is perfect. So now let's discuss some of the cons of such browsers. Speed. Some browsers may work a little too slowly. From our experience testing them, it's usually the cheaper ones that have such issues. And price. Apparently, the most significant disadvantage it has is a high price the customer is to pay for such services. It usually starts from $100 per month and goes up to thousands of dollars, making it rather expensive even for companies, let alone individual users. Since there is a lot of competition, recently some new Antidetect browsers have been released that are on the much cheaper side, around $30 to $50 per month. In this regard, VPNs are more affordable with their pricing starting from $5 to $10 per month. But what if you're looking for something that combines both the advantages of a VPN and privacy protection of an Antidetect browser? For a long time, no such product existed, but our research brought us to an interesting subreddit for a provider that offers just that. So we contacted their support team if we can get our hands on the early build version of their software to see if it's actually legit. Strangely, there is no ads or promotion related content on their product available anywhere but on Reddit. It seems their product is still in beta stage and they have not announced a public release date yet. We were very skeptical, but even their early build looks very promising. It just might be a game changer, guys. We can't say anything just yet. We are bound by a non-disclosure agreement, so you guys will have to wait for our review. I'm sure once the team behind Hoodie starts their ad campaigns, you will see a ton of other big reviewers talking about it and articles being published online. So that's the end of this series on privacy, guys. Stay safe, secure, and private in 2022 and beyond. We're all being watched.